White, once again, in the book The Great Controversy, page 592, has this rather chilling description of this time. She says, those who honor the Bible Sabbath, and we're going to discuss this a little bit later on, those who honor the Bible Sabbath will be denounced as enemies of law and order, as breaking down the moral restraints of society, causing anarchy and corruption, and calling down the judgments of God upon the earth. Their conscientious scruples will be pronounced obstinacy, stubbornness, and contempt of authority. They will be accused of disaffection toward the government. Ministers who deny the obligation of the divine law will present from the pulpit the duty of yielding obedience to the civil authorities as ordained of God. In legislative halls and courts of justice, commandment keepers will be misrepresented and condemned. A false coloring will be given to their words. The worst construction will be put upon their motives. And you say, Pastor Bor, that could never happen in the United States of America. Well, folks, that's not what prophecy says. Prophecy tells us that this beast from the earth is going to make an image of that first beast. It's going to join church and state, and eventually it is going to condemn God's people to death, as happened with Jesus Christ. You see, people today have been unwilling to a great degree of learning from the experience of the earliest church. You see, what happened in the early church is that the early church lost its power. And as a result of losing its power, the moral condition of society deteriorated. And so the church said, we need to straighten things out. And so basically what they did was unite with the civil power to enforce morality and to enforce religion, to moralize society. Protestantism today is experiencing a drought. You see, Protestants today want to do the same thing that the church did in the 3rd and 4th centuries of the history of the Christian church. You see, the church had gone astray from its roots. It had gone astray from preaching the Word of God. The Holy Spirit had slowly but surely been withdrawn from the church. Therefore, the church said, in order for society to be moral, we have to appeal to the arm of the state to force people to be moral. In the United States, Protestants today believe that by having on our currency, "In God we trust," and by saying in the Pledge of Allegiance, "One nation under God," and by the government mandating prayer in public schools, and by posting the 10 Commandments in our courtrooms, and by having Christmas displays on public property, or by enacting a constitutional amendment against gay marriage, we say society is going to become moral. Let me tell you, folks, what makes people moral is not what the government says, but it's God through the Holy Spirit taking the law and writing it on the human heart.